It seems like everybody's ignoring New Mexico, and I
True.
have boots on the ground, and there's a surge in New Mexico when it comes to illegals crossing in. Why do you think they're never talked about?
I think it has to do with the government there. Obviously, the governor and they're so leftist there. And I'm very familiar. I worked that area as an agent in Columbus, New Mexico, Deming, New Mexico, Lordsburg area. I know it very well, Silver City. I used to do a lot of controlled deliveries through there. And just like you and I know about it, so do the cartels. And the cartels know that they have a huge avenue just literally northwest of El Paso into Sunland Park, New Mexico, and then you follow that I-10 corridor, and you have a lot of activity. And nobody ever mentions that because the governor there is very different than the governor in Texas. They don't bring any attention to it. Maybe we should. Maybe that's another thing that we should do is bring more attention to this corridor of New Mexico because absolutely is a factor in there, and maybe put more pressure on the Doñana County Sheriff's Department who's out of control there. There's absolutely no enforcement, no cooperation from anyone. We know that the feds won't do it right now under the Biden administration, but goodness sake, give me some help, at least from some sheriffs, from some local police departments. They're not doing anything in New Mexico, and the bad guys know it.
Yeah, I'm glad you're bringing that to people's attention because I think it's getting lost in the fog of Texas, Arizona, and California, and I believe it's a huge issue.
Absolutely.
All right, let's bring Robert Imbriale in. And oh, look at I get to stay on screen. Thank you, Tech
You
Robert.
you can't have a cup of tea now. You'll be on screen. Everyone will see you.
Oh, I will. Here we go. What does it say?
Be a nice
Be a
human.
nice human.
Victor, you piqued
And
my curiosity with something. I want you to go a little bit deeper on this. You said we got to stop using words like secure the border. Is there a different vocabulary that would be better? Because we all kind of use that, right? So we talk about secure the border, but you sort of alluded to maybe there's a different way of looking at it.
Yeah, it's not so much that it's a bad term, but I think what happens here, and it's happened with illegal alien, illegal immigrant, and so words matter. But what happens is that everybody starts saying it. Even the people that have no idea what they're saying, all of a sudden say, "Oh, well, I'm going to secure the border," and then we get complacent. There's this complacency behind that term, and that's what I didn't like as it was happening. All of a sudden, you're saying to the secure the border, and it means something. It really doesn't. I'll tell you what I want to start saying. How about we control the border? How
Okay.
about we start doing that? Let's take control of the border because we don't have control of the border. The cartel has the cartel, the control on the Mexican side. I have no idea who controls it on our side. We have pockets of area that we might have a little bit of control, but this administration has taken and defunded. Remember, they said they were going to defund ICE. Well, they didn't take away the money. They took away the authority. They took away the authority of the border agents. They took away the authority of the ICE enforcement removal operations. And it's affected a lot of agencies, not DEA and many other agencies along the border. It's also affected them because it's the same administration connected to everyone, including the Department of Justice and the Assistant U.S. Attorney's Office that are supposed to prosecute these cases. So even if an agent said, the hell with whatever Biden said, I'm going to go arrest this guy. Well, it doesn't matter because you're going to get the thumbs down from the assistant U.S. attorney saying we're not going to prosecute this person for alien smuggling, and so here we are. I want people to understand that it's a bigger picture than just the men and women in green. We're talking about different agencies here. We're talking about Department of Justice. We're talking about the court system. We're talking about USCIS, U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, Health and Human Services, these NGOs. My goodness, I know you guys talk about that all
Yep.
the time. It's a web here, right? And I want people to recognize that it's a much bigger picture than just illegal immigration alone. I know that's what we focus on. I think people are becoming desensitized if they haven't already. More people came in. 10,000, 5,000, 3,000. All of a sudden, there's no impact. But you know when they see the impact, when it's too late in their school system in Kentucky, the hospitals in Denver, the police departments across the nation. I'm a public speaker, and I go around to a lot of police departments and these conferences, and they tell me, Victor, we can't handle it. we're already overwhelmed to begin with, and then all of a sudden we're having to be forced to absorb these people, some are which are committing crimes, and we don't have more police officers, we don't have more deputies, we don't have more resources. It's still the same budget, and guess what? Something's got to give, and what gives first is public safety, and that's when the public starts suffering.